Dan the Natural Man Show. Hello everybody, it's Sunday. I guess some of you could be at work, at church. I should go to church more often, but today I wanted to talk about this article I saw. We live in a country of America, we're supposed to have the most money, the most prestigious medical clinics. They try to tell you that the reason life expectancy has gone up is solely because of the medical system. It has nothing to do with anything else, possibly, because somehow, chemical drugs can make us live longer and better. But that was the case for, they say life expectancy has went up. Every decade it's went up a little bit, right? But then you come across this article. U.S. life expectancy will drop to 66th place in life expectancy, and it's even worse for good health years. Like I talk about health span. I don't know. But this article goes on to blame the reason we're going to fall in life expectancy is because of the obesity crisis that we have in this country. It goes on to say, Android phone's slow. It goes on to say, more than 100 million Americans are obese, with over 22 million adults considered severely obese. So that makes 122 million of us that are overweight. And they are blaming this fall in life expectancy on the obesity because obesity contributes to high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, certain types of cancer, strokes, and other chronic conditions. It goes on to say that they can figure out how to eliminate risk factors like obesity, high blood sugar, high blood pressure. By 2050, it could prolong 12.4 million lives. But look, whose fault is this? Whose fault is, why do we have an obesity epidemic in America? It's not just on one person. Of course, we're all responsible for our own health, but everything in America is based on profit. Your healthcare system is based on profit, widely based on profit. Your food industry is based on profit. These two work together. The food industry and the pharmaceutical industry alone work together to increase profits, because these foods that are manufactured, you can't call them foods, these processed foods that are on the market that are highly addicted, they're very addictive foods because they, my last degree in dietetics, one of the jobs you could qualify for was a food scientist. And you know what a food scientist does? One of the things that a food scientist does is they create artificial tastes and flavors in a laboratory that are addictive. Actually, when you eat these things, your body increases to feel-good hormones in your brain like dopamine. And so it gives you a hit kind of like a drug. So when you eat these things, these fatty, salty, processed foods, you get addicted to them. It's hard for you to get enough. And there's chemicals like MSG. MSG is another chemical to added foods that make you overeat these foods. So look, if you're at home thinking it's just all your fault because you're fat and all this, it's not all your fault. There's a whole system that's working against you. And I'm not saying these systems are, cruel and they want to, they don't care if you're fat and sick. They don't even look at things like that. Most of these people, they don't look at things like that. What they look at is the almighty dollar. How much money can we make making these processed foods that are highly addictive and highly available, and most of them are pretty cheap. So that's what's going on. They're telling us that life expectancy is going to go down in the richest country in the world with the best high-tech medical systems. But it's all because of the food that's on the source. Now look, I'm not political. I would never talk about politics because this is a losing battle. But this new administration, was it the RFK? Is it RFK? Anyway, the guy that's going to be in charge of the food and health industry, they're already talking about getting rid of some of these artificial colorings in foods. I saw an article yesterday that claims the FDA is already working on it. Now, I will believe that when I see it. But maybe they can make a few changes that will help out a little bit. But you know, if you're sick today, if you're overweight today, and you've watched me for any amount of time, you know what I recommend. A plant-strong diet, because plants are healing to the body. They're also lower in calories, so you can eat and fill up and not have to be hungry and still lose weight, because a lot of them are what they call low calorie density. So you fill up on low calorie starches like beans and potatoes and whole grains, and then a big portion of non-starchy vegetables like green beans, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, carrots, eggplants. There's so many of these foods. Green beans, onions, garlic, yellow squash, cucumbers. A lot of these foods have a very high content of minerals and vitamins, and they're very low in calories, but they will fill you up because they have fiber and water. This way you can eat a large amount of food and it will fill your stomach up and satisfy your hunger, because the way the body tells you it is not hungry anymore is the stomach. When you eat food, it expands, and once it expands to a certain point, the mind tells the body, okay, you're done. So that's one of the secrets of weight loss on this diet. You fill up on the low calorie density foods, and you can eat a lot more than you could eat if you're eating meat and dairy, because just a small portion of those foods are very high in calories and fat. And I've done it all. I've done it all. I've tried the low carb years ago. Stayed hungry the whole year. Had no energy, no strength. This way, you can have energy and strength and not feel hungry. Plus, it helps reverse heart disease and many other diseases that we have in our Western world, and unfortunately in other parts of the world, because other parts of the world now that used to be healthy because they had to eat a plant-based diet are now getting fast food restaurants like we're getting here, and a lot of those people are starting to get sick because they're getting the rich chemical-laden foods. So this article, it kind of, of course they don't address the elephant in the room, but this is what I wanted to talk about today. When you think about it, we're the only a very good chance we're the only civilization ever that died of obesity. Obesity was created by food manufacturing. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good weekend and a good week. I hope Monday goes good tomorrow. Check out my page, DannyNaturalMed.com. Please subscribe, share the video. There is hope. You don't have to die of obesity. There's hope for you. You still have all the power in your court if you want it. And remember, until next time, keep it natural.